Okay people, this is himself, and in this video I'm going to show you OK application for King's Shining Wizard and Shining Torpedo. So Shining Wizard is a 1+2 throw and it does 40 damage. The command for it is forward, forward, forward 2+4, but you can also do it from running. Since it's a throw, people can avoid it by ducking, but to stop that we can use the knee or the exploder. Running knee is forward, forward, 4+3, and on block it's 0 to +5. In this situation, I like to go for either sidestep right into 2 or sidestep left into back chop. In contrast, on hit, you get this special knockdown and forward, forward 4 is guaranteed. You could also go for a ground throw, but I think it's difficult, especially on the short characters. One last thing is that if you have rage, then a blue bomb is guaranteed, and from there you can do people's elbow into alley kick. Satellite exploder is forward, forward, forward 3+4, and on block it's +17 to +23. On shallow hit you can also go for a get up kick mix up, and I think J King has already done a video covering this, so I'm not going to repeat all that. But there is another way of doing the Shining Wizard, and it's out of crouch dash. The way you do it is crouch dash, neutral, and then forward, forward 2+4. And the reason this works is that the game interprets the first crouch dash as just a regular forward. Now Armor King is also able to do it this way, and I will be doing a video on his version, so if you want to see when it comes out, make sure you subscribe. One of the benefits of doing the crouch dash version is that you get more range, and this is because the crouch dash itself moves further forward. The other benefit is that it helps to disguise the throw. Against sharp players, if they see you dashing in, they're gonna sidestep. But if you do it this way, then it adds a bit of confusion, and that can be enough to land the throw. To stop them ducking, you can still use the options I discussed earlier, but my preferred choice is actually the push, and there's two reasons for this. The first is that it has similar range to the throw, so they're going to have difficulty figuring out which one you're doing based on just the spacing. The second is the animation. With Shining Wizard, King puts both of his hands out for the grab, and for the push he does something very similar, so anyone who just looks at the hands is going to have a hard time. The only drawback with this is that you don't actually do any damage, so someone might decide to duck every single time. But to stop that, we can use convict kick. This is a mid that's -15 on block, but it does have some pushback, so some hop kicks might not be able to reach you. Now we could also use forward, forward 1, but to me this comes out too slow to disguise the throw, although it does have full tracking. When the throw lands, they end up face up feet towards, but nothing is guaranteed here because they can stand up and block everything. However, what we can do is Frankensteiner. This will hit both standing and back rolling, and it will also crush the low get up kick and the recovery kick. The only way they can escape this is by side rolling, staying idle, or mid get up kick, and your best option to cover these is probably D3. This will interrupt both wake up kicks, recovery kick, and hit side roll right and staying grounded. Also on standing opponents, it puts you at +1, and if they crouch to block it, you're only at -12. One thing I want to mention is that on Kuma, DF4 will hit both side rolls and staying grounded, so against him, this might be a good choice. Now if they stay down, then your best option is ground throws. On side rollers, you'll get either figure 4 or head bomber, but on idlers, you'll get the flip over. And from there, you can go for another ground throw or a guaranteed people's elbow. If you happen to have rage, then you can use the blue bomb and then go into ground throws again. But there is one more strat here, and that's if we sidestep right into brain chop. By doing this, we evade and punish both get up kicks and the recovery kick. And if someone stood up and crouched to try and block D3, this will still launch them. Sadly, because you're at an angle, you might not be able to get max damage, so I would just keep things simple. But if you get a hard read on get up kicks, then your best option is sidestep right into Atlas Hammer. This allows you to get more damage even if the angle is a bit off. The danger though is that if they stood up and blocked, you're at -20, so you'll get launched. Brain chop on the other hand is completely safe. Also, what you might want to try is sidestep right into D3. As before, this will hit side roll right, mid kick and staying grounded, but unlike before, you'll also hit side roll left. The danger though is that if they've done a get up low, you'll get launched, so there is some risk involved. One last stupid thing I want to show you is that if they do recovery kick and you sidestep right, you can get this weird cross up. Drop kick would put you at +8 if they stand up, but other than that, there's no real reason to use this. Before I go into Shining Torpedo, I want to mention that my next King video will be either on crouch throws or the ultimate tackle. I just haven't decided which one it will be, so why not help me out and let me know in the comments which one you want to see. But on with this video. Shining Torpedo. This is King's wall throw and it can be done by running 2+4 or the giant swing command. When you land it, it's unbreakable and it does 40 damage, but the Oki on this is not that good. The reason for this is that against back rolling, Frankensteiner is just too short to connect. So because of that, we have to use a mid-low mix-up, and what I'd opt for is either DF1, D3 or D4. DF1 will hit side roll left and beat out both wake up kicks. It's also safe on block. D3 will also hit side roll left, but it will also hit idlers and give people a reason to crouch. But the danger is that against wake up kicks you can be interrupted. So to cover that, we have D4. This will interrupt those wake up kicks and hit side rolls, but sadly it whiffs against idlers. Now if you know people are going to wake up kick, then your best option is to backdash and then punish the whiff. And you can do this with hop kick and get a full juggle. The last thing I want to mention is that in some cases you can hit back rollers with a clothesline. This doesn't work every time and it doesn't work on everyone, but it does work now and then. What also works is slice up right into 3+4, and this does more damage, so it might be the one to go for. Now I don't know why these work, I'm suspecting it has something to do with the hitboxes, but I don't know for sure. But if you do, let me know in the comments. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, then give me a thumbs up. There's more King content to come, so keep your eyes peeled for that, and I'll see you guys in the future.